WrestleFriends Podcast!
Right, WrestleFriends Podcast special continued, yeah.
Second WrestleFriends
interview with a WrestleFriend. What?
Pod deux.
Hot
shots.
Mark's totally crapped all over this because he forgot the questions, haven't you?
So when we did the one with Tom. Oh, by the way, congratulations, Tom. Got engaged the other day.
Congrats,
Tom. To Rhea Steele?
Rhea?
That's what happened to... Rhea's not a name.
Rhea? It is.
Oh well.
You come on the WrestleFriends...
Tom?
Come on the WrestleFriends podcast to get engaged. Heard it here.
It's the podcast of love. Why isn't he? He should come back on and...
We're going to have to do another one with Tom because the sound quality was so god-awful.
Yeah.
Mark's fault.
It was my fault. So, yeah, we've normally got 89 questions to choose from, randomised, but we've only got 20.
Print from a website. So sorry, Fraser, you haven't quite got the full effect. Shebang.
This is like a life hack version, like this one, isn't it?
Yeah. Totally muddled together.
It's basically just. I hope you're going to credit this website.
So,
no.
www.
That's a lot of W's. www.
Sorry, I only said www because it's WWE. It's at WWE memes lol.
That is a lot.
I hope we're taking this seriously.
So, I've done the randomizer, and we're starting off with question 2.
You didn't do the randomizer.
I fucking have. What?
You didn't even do it. You didn't even let us do me noise.
Random UK.
You didn't let us do the
noise.
Right, do the noise then.
Do.
Yeah.
So question two it is.
That wasn't random if we got 2 again.
And I think we've already answered it on the episode of the WrestleFriends podcast that you appeared on.
Podcast.
Favorite superstar of all time?
Ooh, who could it be?
I wonder.
I'm ready to throw a spanner in the works. Yeah, Gilbert.
Kane. No, Kane. No.
Kane.
No, it's not.
Kane.
I think more recently I've just started thinking.
Say that.
Edge. Probably. I thought for most of my life I thought it was The Rock, just because he's literally everything.
Because he's The Rock.
He's literally
the most electrifying man in sports entertainment.
He's the king of the mic. He invented that weird DDT where he kind of span around someone's neck, even though he's like an absolute tank, which makes no sense.
People's elbow.
Yeah, people's elbow.
People's eyebrow.
Just people's everything.
Charisma out the wazoo.
The string of matches he had with Mankind was some of the best.
Yeah.
He did the best promo I've ever seen, which was the 5-man Hell in a Cell, where he basically took the mick out of Triple H, Rikishi, Big Show, and Stone Cold, and it was just the funniest thing I ever remember seeing on wrestling. But it's not The Rock, sorry. So
fuck you, Rock.
Yeah.
Notable mention though.
He's just too busy to listen to this podcast. If he did listen to this podcast, I would definitely say The Rock. But
I think we should tag him in something on
out of
Twitter.
all the people in the world that might listen to this podcast, The Rock is not gonna listen.
Do you notice he's the busiest man, but he always makes time though. He always makes time. I mean, I've seen the Siri advert for Apple.
He's probably the biggest film star in the world right now.
He's the highest paid, apparently. That's more than Johnny Depp or anything like that. He's getting more money for shit films like Baywatch.
Imagine if we could make him number 9 listener.
Oh,
take a listen.
The Rock says this.
So why is Edge your
favorite?
favorite?
Listen to the WrestleFriends podcast.
I've been, thanks to the network. I feel like I shouldn't really plug the network because they're not paying one that. But
they do alright.
It's awesome because the amount of backlog that you've got on there. And randomly, I went on to watch an NXT episode, like the new one, and what was on at the current time was like something like Backlash of 2005 or something, or 6, and Edge was when he one of his first big main events and stuff. And I was watching it, and I was just like, this guy, honestly, is like, he's amazing. And then I started remembering stuff because I was probably too young when he like started breaking through big time when he started becoming a solo superstar. And all I ever remembered him for was the TLC kind of matches, which were obviously amazing. And then I started remembering his solo stuff and what he was going through. Like, he had the thing with Vicky Guerrero. Like,
that was good.
That was really
that
good.
Was really funny.
He did like things where he was like sleeping with people live on stage in the bed. Remember that?
Lita.
He did
live
10-second poses. He did kazoos. He did all the. It's basically another reason. Like, I loved Kurt Angle for the same reason. They had that perfect blend of daft in ability, and they just Edge could do everything. And he won every title, literally every title.
And he was in the Brood with my friend Gangrel.
Yeah.
It all comes back to people that we have met.
People we have met.
Well, you met.
It's a circle of life again.
You like stood in the corner and waved, didn't you?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what he did. Not just famous people. Mark does that with everyone.
Nice.
It's true.
Even like my dad will be like, "Hiya, Bill," and I'm like, "You've met him thousands of times."
That's because I'm a little bit scared of the dog as well.
Oh yeah, he's weird like that.
I'm scared of
dog.
Fraser's dog.
Just that dog or dogs in general?
Dogs generally.
generally.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Wow.
He's a wimp.
Even little ones.
Not little ones.
Just big ones.
Like ones that are threatening.
So what's a threatening dog?
Threatening.
Threatening.
Threatening, you sounded
Who are-
common.
Well, like,
Who are you?
fret. I'm a fret.
Oh my god.
Fred.
I'm a fret. Threat. Anyway, cutting that bit out.
Yeah. Anyway,
Love it.
Edge, yeah. Brood.
Rude. He's one of those guys that's like, his career was so perfect, he went from the very bottom of the card to the very top.
And he did everything in like the best way as well. Like, I remember, like, not just because I listened to his podcast as well, and he's good on that, but he was speaking about like when things go wrong with people in real life. Like, obviously him and Matt Hardy had that bad scenario with Lita, and they just used it to their advantage because Matt Hardy's a good guy as well, and they just, the fact that like they were going through the whole relationship thing and they didn't take it out on each other like physically. They used it and became both absolutely even bigger stars, especially Edge. And also my favourite literal like tag team move of all time is the Concerto. So
Brutal.
yeah, I thought it was just incredible.
It used to be cool when he used to, before you'd even seen him wrestle, and he used to just stand in the crowd with his sunglasses on watching.
Yeah.
In a sort of Sting style.
Yeah, it was like
Doing the crowd entrance before the Shield even.
Do you know?
What?
Do you know? Like a little
Not yet.
bit of
Tease.
knowledge for you.
Okay.
The rumour is that character was supposed to be deaf.
Deaf.
Yeah, that
What?
was the initial idea
Edge
for
was
that
meant to
character.
be deaf.
That Edge's character, that like you think you know
What?
that character, like the In the Shadows guy was meant to be because he was a deafy.
What?
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't
What?
know that.
Don't whack me.
What?
So yeah, cool, nice.
So yeah, I'll go on for hours, but I'm not doing it because you've probably already had that 5-hour podcast that we had last time. So I'll just leave it with Edge.
I'm going to release on a different day, Fraser.
But he's Edge is just he's
The
best.
man.
He's the best in my era.
And this means a lot in life in general. I think on the podcast, so I've listened to like hundreds of hours of E&C podcasts now. He comes across as a nice man.
Yeah, like a normal.
I like it,
And that means a lot to
I like
me.
the fact that he still comes like even people that he's never met that are new to the industry to him. Like, he'll still like give them a tweet or a message, basically telling them, and I like that. That's cool. That's not like people being like, probably Hulk Hogan, probably being like, "You're not number one anymore. I'm always number one." So
Yeah, I don't like Hulk.
I like how you've just done a little dash on the page.
I'm doing a tally. Can you tell?
oh,
He's
nice.
doing a tally of what will probably be 10 questions. Right.
Random.
7.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say 6. That was exciting.
Was one of the big.
Ooh, this is a nice one.
Ooh, I like a nice question.
Favourite title belt of all time?
What is that like? Favorite looking one?
I
or
think
favorite?
we'll go design rather than contextually.
Oh, that's made it different for me then.
You can answer it any way you want.
Because I can't really remember what a lot of titles look like.
You can.
You can use one that's
Why don't we do
out
current-
at the minute.
One thing I really liked was the Intercontinental Champion title, how that looked. And I always thought, like, especially because the champions who had it, the classic ones, like your Mr. Perfects and stuff, it always just looked cool as hell. Like, they were always usually just guys that didn't necessarily have gimmicks at first.
It was the first like top workhouse belt, wasn't it?
Yeah, like a workhorse belt.
And I've heard people even like on the table for three, like when they had the IC one with Kevin Owens and stuff, and they were talking about, they were all saying like that was the one. In the Miz especially was saying it like he wants to really make that the Intercontinental Championship like the title. And I actually think the Miz is doing a great job.
I think when the Miz has got that belt, he does do that.
It's perfect as well because Lesnar's on telly, so he's your champion every week.
Yep.
And so for both reasons, for look and for substance.
The one that Miz has got now is similar to the one from the early 90s.
Yeah, I think he actually wanted that specifically because sometimes, like obviously, when you get your Cenas and that, they have like weird ones.
Because you had a real weird little squat blue one during the D'Lo Brown era, didn't you?
Yeah, it was like had a like a globe on the front, wasn't it?
What do you think? I'll ask you a question related to this. What do you think of the ideas of whether they have the red and the blue ones for each show?
Don't like it. I don't like the red Universal Championship belt. I don't like the idea of having two heavyweight championship belts. I think they should have had just one for crossbands, and I think it could have swapped over like with the two brand shows, you know, like the Big Four.
Yeah,
that's when that championship could have swapped over. My favourite belt at the minute is the UK one.
Oh yeah, it's gorgeous.
Gorgeous. Ooh.
You're gorgeous.
I'll do anything for you.
Tasty.
1996.
Do you know one quite like
it's lush belt, and I like the way Pete Dunne puts it in his mouth.
Yeah.
No. Take a gorgeous belt like that and stick it in your mouth.
Apparently, Undertaker hates that.
What?
That he does
belts
that.
should be worn the way belts are, because apparently Undertaker shouted at someone for not wearing the belt, and when some have people wear it over the shoulder,
and
like
Reigns drags it behind his shoulder, doesn't he?
And the Undertaker like had
Rock
a go
used
at
to
someone.
drag it across the floor.
Then the Undertaker probably had a go at someone, basically saying like, "You earn a belt, wear the belt like a belt." And I was like, that's pretty cool. I mean, if the Undertaker,
I like it when they wear belts, but what?
Undertaker says it, you just do it.
I like it when they wear the belts.
Didn't he just used to like have it above his head and stuff? Undertaker.
No, he always wore it.
Yeah.
Even when he was on his bike, like he'd still have it, even though he couldn't see it.
But I do like what Dunn does.
I think it adds to his coolness. Like,
yeah, it's like a new thing as well.
Yeah.
Belts.
I like a good belt. Belt up.
One quick sidebar to what you said before about the
it's the little things like wrestling. We were talking about theme music before, and like belts and like t-shirts. That's it's like, yeah,
it's all part of the wrestling
good.
experience.
Yeah, I never had one as a kid, like, but I would have loved one.
If you were to
buy
buy it,
when you go to an indie show and they've all got their different belts.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to see North Wrestling on the 4th of November by myself. But I'm gonna report back.
I'm a creep.
In fact, it's probably going to be
doing a
better
lot
than
of
by
like
myself.
lonely things. You're
probably
going to do a
would.
lonely podcast. You're going to do a lonely wrestling show.
You should be called.
Would you not go to a wrestling show by yourself?
Do you know what we should call you? We should call you Lonely Walking.
Probably. I think we could do that.
That'll be your new
Taking
name.
only walking and putting it on.
Guys, I wouldn't go all the way to town to watch one though. I might watch one at the Linsco Centre or something like that.
But it's only a Metro, right?
Nah, it's gonna be awesome.
They have a Geordie Strong style t-shirt, so.
Have you written the Metro before? It's
Is
not
that-
like.
It's not a safe place to be anymore.
It's but yeah,
I'll take them all
my
out.
sidebar was with the heavyweights on both shows. Do you think that is partly to blame because Brock Lesnar is the champion of one and he's never there, so
Yeah.
it makes you feel like Raw needs an actual heavyweight champion?
But I think they've devalued the World Heavyweight Championship by sticking it on Jinder Mahal. So
I'm with you. I would have your US champion and your Intercontinental champion as the like belts on the show. You have one tag champ and you have champs and you have
Definitely.
one. What about you, Frizz?
I think Tommaso Ciampa should be a champ. Just for that reason.
Needs to get back and make that
Why
bloody
Tommaso,
food
why?
not shit.
No, but I think one champion overall. But then you can add a hardcore title in there just for the crack.
a
We've
TV
talked about-
championship. Should we
we've
get a
talked
TV title?
We talked about
Well,
that.
easy to
few
do that.
weeks
He's on
ago.
everyone at the minute, isn't
No,
he?
you could have a TV championship on NXT, but I think if you had a TV championship on
Yeah.
Raw or SmackDown, you'd have to drop the US or Intercontinental.
I think the hardcore could be on Raw and SmackDown because it could literally just be anywhere, anytime with anyone, and I think that'd be
They'd
mint.
never be able to bring that back though.
Nah, they never can.
Unless it was like we said on previous podcasts, unless it was its own thing with
Like
a with a rating of 18 or
It's
something
on,
like that.
well, like we said, a network show. Mm-hmm. I like it. Good chat about belts there.
Nice belts.
Doodle-doo.
I've just like choked on my own saliva.
Do you want to do it?
What, the noise?
Yeah.
Diddle-doo, 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 diddle-doo.
8.
And 8.
That was 7 and then 8.
Random.
But
It's not that
still
random, is it?
though. Well, it is. It's random. Mathematically, the next number after here is just as random as
Dave,
any
your
number
tally
in
chart's looking weak at the minute.
Sorry.
there. Sorry, you
That's all,
messed
folks.
it up after 1.
Pokey pig over there.
That's all, folks. You should do that at the end of the podcast.
Do you know what the next one is? Favourite current title belt? Dave's already answered.
Can I just ask if 9 and 10 are also about belts?
No, I don't think that. This is why I like to have my own 89
have you got a belt, a personal belt that you enjoy wearing?
I don't really wear belts because
one. I quite
like
this one. Yeah.
ooh, that's a
buckle.
title belt.
It's like a title belt. That it's. I had this belt once, and I went on a stag do at Benidorm, and I wore it over my shoulder like a wrestler whilst being drunk. And
No
I lost
chance.
it, and I had to come home and buy a new one.
Oh, that's disappointing.
Sad
I've
story.
looked at online. You can get like belt buckles that the actual like title belts. Would you wear it if you had one?
Yeah.
Can you remember when we went to Magaluf and we all found this buckle shop and we just started all buying
We
buckles?
all bought buckles.
Even though like hardly anyone actually
we were
wore
like
belts.
15, not 15. Like
You can
18.
imagine what his classic one. He wanted a Jack Daniels one because he's
Well,
cool.
I
and
got a
stuff.
Jack Daniels.
We
Yeah.
buckled.
And David, I think, got one of the electronic ones, so you could write a message on. So people would be like, he'd be like, "Hey, who wants my number?" Or something, because he's like horribly cheesy like that.
Electronic title belts, like actual belts,
Yeah.
are like the sort of thing that you think's cool when you're 18, but now it's like
Imagine if they had an electronic title belt, like an actual like.
What
Like
about
like a
Naomi?
WWE.
Yeah.
This was electronic.
No, Naomi's was electric.
I like that everyone shitted on it, but I liked it.
I liked her whole thing generally, but sidebar sandwich. Current
I've
favorite
ate me
title
sandwich.
belt. Is it the same way I was talking about like aesthetics or substance again?
It's the Intercontinental Championship.
It's got to be.
Is that the answer?
Yeah, we've just answered that, I suppose.
I'm
yeah.
a big fan of
The UK Championship belt.
I like the NXT belt before the one that they have.
I love that belt. I can't believe that belt's iconic. It's like
Just the NXT
I
belt.
can't believe they took it away. Like they didn't need to take that belt
The
away.
NXT tag belts are now nicer than the other belts.
Do you want to know a little thing? Is I've not ever been bothered about the belts.
Yeah, it's just a shame that there was 2 questions about
Yeah,
belts.
like that's the least thing that I care about in wrestling. I think.
Sure,
Why don't we move on?
Sure, I need the belts.
That's why I was like sidebar question.
If
Heavyweights.
this next one's about belts, like
Can you just no? If it is about belts, can you change the word belts to something else?
4. I'm going to have a look. It's quite close to the belt area of questions.
Just change the word belt to something else.
Favorite diva of all time?
oh well, I would call them divas now.
Well,
Woman.
I'm guessing. Well, if it's favorite diva, do I have to talk about one of the actual in the diva era?
No,
Hold on,
woman.
just a minute. I'm going for a sandwich break.
Classic.
Not really. He's still here.
I'm tagging out of
He's
this
still
one.
here.
One fun fact is Dave actually loves women's wrestling.
Oh, totally.
He doesn't actually. He's
Nah,
a
he
massive sexist.
He doesn't. He doesn't.
What? No, I say
Any
women
women's
of
wrestler.
now. No, it said all time, didn't
No,
it?
it's not all the time.
Yeah, so women's wrestler of all time.
All
And
time.
all of the previous women are now women in that.
Can I
diva.
go in? Can I to make it easy on this? Can I go in like eras, favorite of each era?
You can do some of that.
Just because.
It's going to drag the whole women's question on though.
So
isn't it?
first thing, I thought Trish, for many reasons, especially 2 big reasons.
Moves. 2 of our good moves.
No, seriously.
Was it that cowboy hat?
I like that generally. I think
that's
she was
it.
very good. And she was one of the very few that brought the whole like bra and panties thing, but she still actually tried to do wrestling at the same time. And Lita obviously was mint at the same time, but I got a bit bored of Lita because I thought everyone just thought she was cool because she was alternative.
I thought she was poo in the ring as well.
Samesies.
Yeah. People just
Slotty.
like that because she used to do like a moonsault.
She was
Well, she was
sloppy.
part of the Hardy
Her
Boys.
moonsault was the worst moonsault I've ever
But that's
seen.
why people like that because she used to
Yeah.
flip off things.
That moonsault literally was lower than the turnbuckle. Like, so she was at a height, but somehow started lower than the height because she didn't even jump.
It's like she fell off.
Yeah, she fell off, but somehow made it worse.
Although I thought she was a bad wrestler, she is iconic though.
Oh, she's iconic, totally, but Trish. So,
This is what we're talking about, right? Say I don't like women wrestling, right? But we're now going, yeah, she was shit, but she's still iconic.
But she's from the she's from the shit era.
Yeah, they didn't have they didn't have the chances that they have now. They didn't have like 10 minutes.
It would have been better if she had some time in the performance centre before we even seen her.
But if it wasn't for Lita doing a flip off the top rope
badly,
then nobody would have tried it ever.
That's true.
So moving on before Dave finishes his sandwich, getting to more current times. I think technically, Charlotte Flair probably is the best I've seen overall because she can literally do everything. Like, and she's like believable as well. She's not like a 5 foot person that's like trying to do things where you think, oh, that would have hurt, and it still doesn't look like it hurt. Whereas she looks like she can do submissions, she can do high flying. She's technical. She's got charisma as well. Like the whole like wearing the Flair thing, hating on everyone at the time was awesome.
Don't get
bad
it as a
face,
face.
though,
Don't
innit?
get it.
Like, she needs to be
that's
heel.
just capitalising on what happened, isn't it?
Nearly dying in that.
Yeah, we'll move on. That's not nice. But yeah, it's like. But yeah, I think she's awesome. I like Paige because she's UK and because she started when she was like 13. I thought that's pretty badass.
She's like a veteran and she's like 20.
Yeah, she's clearly like mental, but like she's also like mint, and
been
she
out for,
follows
like-
us. She follows us on Twitter. So
Did you?
That is impressive.
yeah, well, me work on Twitter. I'll just class that as me, if that helps. But yeah, I think Paige is mint. Obviously, like things have going on behind the scenes. I don't really care. But
What about people who are on NXT just now?
NXT, I think one of the iconic duo.
Peyton Rice.
Yes,
Awesome.
she's very good.
I think she's going to win the belt.
I think she's got a very similar thing to like she's got a bit because she's got the look as well. Not all of them have got the look.
Are you
That
saying
Vince
that-
wants.
Are you saying some of them are good wrestlers but not as good looking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't, I'm not saying that in a nasty way, but obviously I know Vince, it's very important to people like Vince, and it does make a massive
Look.
difference to who became the champion, for example. Although I think Alexa Bliss is actually mint, like generally. I think she's class.
You saying that although she's mint
I
as
think it
well,
definitely helped, yeah.
she's
Totally.
because she's good looking.
Yeah, I think
it
totally
helped.
helped because she's like a little Harley Quinn, isn't she? Which is cool.
Saying that about Vince, though, he's the same with the blokes as well, though, isn't he? He's got a certain type of
Oh, he loves an 8-pack.
he likes a big American football type guy, doesn't
Yeah.
My bit,
Look.
yeah.
It's all about look.
I just think a test. I always come at a test. I'm just thinking that's the perfect example of someone that was
Archetypal
crap,
wrestler.
but like
But then
perfect for him.
that kind of paints the whole thing in a terrible light because he died of
Steroids
using
and
lots
stuff.
of drugs to keep himself looking like that.
So yeah, women. Sidebar. No, I really do like Alexa Bliss, and she gets compared to like Kurt Angle in some ways, not for her wrestling ability, but for how quickly she's like
Taking
learned, and she's like
She
instantly.
was a
like,
power lifter, wasn't she? She was like not a power lifter,
was
like
cheerleader.
she was a cheerleader, but she also did like professional bodybuilding.
Another fun fact, because people that have the second podcast with me know I like me fun facts. I went to Ohio recently, and my pal from Ohio that went to visit,
like
was
to
actually
visit.
in school with Alexa Bliss, because
Nice.
she's from there, and she was a cheerleader for the football team. And he says it's weird seeing someone that's like massive that isn't a footballer, because it's a very like American football kind of
Yeah.
place. He says it's really weird seeing someone like famous that isn't anything to do with normal sport. But he's like, it's awesome because you said she's the nicest person as
I
well.
was
She
going to
said she
say,
was
did
really
you say
nice.
it was nice?
Yeah,
She was nice.
like I've never heard bad words about her.
That's important.
Even from like wrestlers, they're all saying like she's nice and she deserves kind of what she's doing, because like although that segment,
She
this is
plays
your
like
life.
such a bad the faces she pulls. She's got really like heely face. You think she'd be a right arsehole in real life, wouldn't you? She
I
does
think
it that well.
I think she's just very good with like drama. Although I thought that the "This Is Your Life" segment that she did was like the worst thing that's ever happened, but I also loved it because it was so bad. Do you remember that?
Reminded of it.
That was the one where she was who was she mocking?
Was that when she was still on SmackDown?
Yes.
Because she got rinsed off Daniel Bryan for doing it as well.
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
she,
The
week
joke,
after?
the joke about it because they were saying
Yeah.
it was the worst thing because it was on Talking Smack. Like the rinsed her about it, but basically they had someone like a school teacher came out, the person that she was mocking, and
Was it Naomi?
no, who she had feuds with, and
Becky?
Becky.
No. I can't remember. I can't remember.
Was it Bailey?
Yes, it was Bailey. That's what it was, because she was mocking Bailey in every way, and she had her ex-boyfriend, and basically, like, she had her ex-boyfriend and her ex-best friend.
It was Kurt Angle, wasn't it, who was rinsing her for it after?
Yeah, it was
someone like that, yeah.
And the ex-boyfriend and ex-best friend started making out with each other on stage and that, and it was, like, horrible, but it was
bad.
It was so bad, I loved it, though, because it was so bad. And they give her, like, 15 minutes for it as well, like, a really big spot. Yeah, I suppose actually Alexa Bliss, I could say, is my favourite. Current, yeah, and I think she'll be around for a long, long time. She's really young.
They're all much like crisper in ring now. Like like you watch Sash Bank and like Alexa Bliss match, and there's basically no mistakes in the whole match.
And I think as well, though, Charlotte and Alexa especially are good on the mic, and they can actually like carry themselves.
It's funny how
like, others can't.
Charlotte's the flair that got the wrestling ability, and like the brothers didn't.
Yeah.
None of them got it.
No,
it's hilarious.
David Flair was awful in WCW.
He was really bad, wasn't he?
And the other brother was training, but then died.
Well, Charlotte was like got put into it like quite late, didn't she? Because she was just immensely athletic because of like gymnastics
she did
and
all
stuff.
of the sports, didn't she?
So yeah, I'm going to say tie Charlotte and Alexa, please.
Cool.
You can have two.
Answered.
16.
What is your favourite past belt?
Do you like
Belts.
the current World Heavyweight Champion, and why?
Which one? Jinder Mahal.
Well,
it's a really badly.
It's universal, isn't it? The other one, so it's
you can choose. It's really badly worded question.
Why not?
Do you like
both?
Do you like the current WWE World Heavyweight Champion, and why? It's a badly worded question, because if you didn't like them, you wouldn't have a why.
They might have.
That was far too much in depth.
There's got to be a reason why you didn't like them.
No, but then wouldn't be a reason you like them, would there? Because it said which is your favourite.
Do you like them, and why?
Which you can talk about Jinder, or you can talk about Brock.
I'll talk about both. Basically, Brock, love Brock. Hate the fact that he's hardly there, which I think massively just annoys me. So I don't see the point in having the title generally. I don't think someone like Brock Lesnar needs a title.
No.
Because he's just already amazed with that. It makes no difference. And I don't think he cares about the title like everyone else does, which makes it almost a mockery of the title again. Universal Championship literally hasn't had a good run, full stop. Like, since its inception of the...
Kevin Owens is the only one who's give it a good run, isn't he?
Yeah.
All the stuff with Jericho, that was mint.
And then they had the Goldberg run. That was pointless.
I think Finn was going to have a long run, but obviously got injured.
Mm-hmm.
I love Kevin Owens full stop. I think he's perfect, like, for everything. Mm-hmm. And I think he gave it as good as he could for the Universal with him and Jericho and stuff. But yeah, I love Brock. I just don't see the point in having it. So yes, I like the champion, but I don't like the championship.
He doesn't need a belt though either, because when he comes back, it's a big draw anyway. So like, he doesn't need it. But I'm not his biggest fan because of the we spoke about it before. Like, the matches he's having now are
still 5 minutes.
Still 5-10 minutes long. When I thought all that would end after Goldberg, but it seems to be continuing.
I think with Braun Strowman though, like, hardly any of his matches have been that long either, except from like that massive one with Reigns. Mm-hmm. So it kind of made sense to me that they weren't that long, the Strowman one. Because it was literally only that was an ambulance match or something that went on for like 25 minutes or something.
But it's part of the Reigns book, isn't it? The only person who could drag long matches out of
because he doesn't get
Strowman
pinned.
and Lesnar is Reigns.
Reigns.
So that's why I think. But I think so. Yeah, I'll sum it up. Like the champion, but I don't like the championship itself because I think it's pointless. Jinder.
Just a little sidebar before you go into Jinder. Who, if you could take the belt off Brock right now, who would you put it on Raw?
Kane.
That's another serious answer. Would you really?
No.
Just to annoy me?
That would annoy you for a bit.
Definitely not Bray.
It would clash with his red suit though, wouldn't it?
Definitely not Bray. Definitely not Randy.
He's SmackDown.
I thought Braun would have been a good way to get the belt off him, because he's the only one who I think realistically could take it off him, and they went and fluffed that up now.
I think it's a toughie. Like,
Kate Hawkins.
Who? Kate Hawkins.
Balor.
I like Finn,
Demon
but I think the problem with what they've done is the Demon and Finn thing.
Win.
Yeah. So it'll have to be the
But
demon.
they done that thing a while ago where Paul Heyman big Balor up, and then nothing came of that. Remember? So
I think that might be the long-term plan. You know?
Yeah, I think
that
that
might
could
be.
I think that could be WrestleMania. You know, I think that's not what's getting talked, but I think like
and they could draw a big match
I
out
think
of
Finn might have a couple of matches against Brock, get like squashed, and then be like,
learn.
then be like, right, you're now going to wrestle the demon.
I don't like the way they're doing that. Like I like the way
It
they
makes
did it
Finn
at
look
NXT.
back. It makes Finn look weak. That's
I like the idea of the way they did it for
cool.
like the for NXT and that you would do it on the main like the big show, and that's all it was. It was
two
the
big
show.
shows in a row. Have had the demon now, which is
Yeah,
annoying.
I don't like the idea of like
Do you not
that's
think
what he
Balor
needs to win.
Do you think nothing? You know how you had the Daft Halloween stuff of Pumpkin Finn
Balor.
and Bray, Sister Abigail. You
Yeah.
could have had, because Bray was out, you could have had Finn Balor wrestle AJ rather than having the demon wrestle AJ, and then you're saving the demon for later on.
Yeah.
Finn could have still
I
won
think
the
you're
match.
going to get a series of matches out of AJ and Balor now. I think you're going to get one at Survivor Series, and I think you might get the rubber match at WrestleMania. I think AJ will beat him at Survivor Series, and I think they'll have a third one at Mania.
I'm up for that because they're both mid.
Do you think
It's very standard.
AJ will
but-
put his mask on so he can be a bit demony?
Maybe it's
Masked AJ.
Mask versus Demon. Maybe.
What was that question? Yeah, so
So who did I think could have it instead of Brock?
yeah.
I'm just trying to remember who's even on Raw. I think the way they've pushed it, it's too hard to know because I don't think anyone's up there.
Ambrose, Rollins.
Probably Reigns. It would have to be.
Have to be Reigns, wouldn't it? Because
it's
I
not.
fancy another little tricky Seth run soon. Like,
it's not going to happen whilst they're in the Shield together, though, is it?
Yeah, I think Finn.
That's not gonna happen.
I think Finn would have it over Seth because he's separate.
Yeah.
So
what
yeah,
about
it would have to
Joe?
be
Would have
Reigns.
been good, but they fluffed that up as well.
well, I wonder what they're keeping.
He's coming back soon, I think.
But they should, like you said the other week, they should keep him off until they know what the crack is.
I think another thing as well. I like Reigns. I generally like Reigns, and it annoys me when people boo him just for the sake of thinking it's funny.
But as I've said before, they're idiots because
Yeah.
he's just going to be pushed down their throat more.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's what they
Exactly.
that reaction is what they want.
Any reaction is a reaction that they care about.
I haven't got a problem with Reigns. I actually was a little bit disappointed that he got injured because I was looking forward to seeing the Shield.
No, so was that.
I was really looking
That's
forward to
why, although Angle coming back was good, I think Angle should have had his normal entrance.
Yeah.
And they should have come in their normal gear and kept the whole
I
Shield
think maybe
for
they
later.
should have just back-heeled the whole thing for a later date.
Yeah,
maybe
that's
even
it.
just like
You-
had a
you-
tag
it
team
would have been-
championship
it would-
match or something
it would
like
have been-
that.
it would have
They
been-
could have made Balor Styles the main event, and it
Yeah.
would have worked.
It would have been.
It would
over.
have worked, but it would have been it would have been worse though, wouldn't it? Like
I say like
they had to have the
Angle,
Shield still. I think.
Angle, Rollins, and Ambrose, but just normal gear, normal entrances.
So,
But Jinder now.
Jinder, I like Jinder. Don't think he's the best. I think it's exactly what you need. You need the heel. You always need the heel as the champion. Pretty much, I think it's classic. It works. It makes everyone else around them better. Even if he's not as talented or respected or whatever, he's basically allowing everyone that he fights against to look better because he's the heel, and he never wins cleanly, hardly ever, except from he did against Shinsuke, which I just didn't understand.
That was class.
That was weird, wasn't it?
Clean win.
Like
Weird that they put Shinsuke down like that, though.
I know that's what considering the way they've gone about Shinsuke, that makes us worried about Shinsuke.
Because
in a way
every
that,
single match he's got the like little kind of heel win
Yeah.
with the sings, and like they had made the point of sending the sings away so it would look
Yeah.
like a clean win.
but you could have still done a low blow behind the referee's back or something.
Yeah.
But like the fact that his first big clean win was against Shinsuke, who they're
I
massively
think
trying
Shinsuke's
to.
going to go down the pecking order a bit, you know, because
I think because of that.
I had Shinsuke marked for an AJ match at like AJ versus Nakamura at WrestleMania, but I don't think they'll go with that now.
Do you know
I think
that-
they'll go with
Finn.
Balor.
Do you know Shinsuke and AJ have never fought each other?
They have.
They wrestled twice.
Well, apparently.
His last match
New
was
Japan,
his
wasn't
last
it? Yeah.
match before he left was against
I
Shinsuke.
can't remember. I'm sure it was on ENC. They might have done it once or something, but it wasn't like a one-on-one or something.
Yeah, you
Because
can watch
what?
it. You can watch it on YouTube.
Can you?
Yeah.
It was that. It was when Shinsuke left New Japan. It was,
Was it
his last
was
match.
it Shinsuke and Finn then? That
or was
might
it
be.
AJ left?
It was one of them.
One
But
of
I have
them
fought
leaving.
it, I've
Oh, not
watched it.
Finn's.
And it was like it was
Shinsuke,
voted
isn't
match of the year. It was like half an hour long or something.
Yeah.
It's someone with Shinsuke that hasn't fought Shinsuke before.
Hideo hasn't wrestled him.
Oh no! This is what it is.
They're in different companies.
Shinsuke has never fought AJ Styles on American soil before.
Oh yeah, they haven't done that.
And because they've hardly ever fought each other before, AJ was talking about how he basically wants it to be like WrestleMania or nothing. Like, he's not gonna, like, he says, I don't often put my foot down on things, but like that it has to be the thing.
Right, so WrestleMania is in April. We're now in October. Do you not think there's enough time to get 3 Finn AJ matches out of the way before you start a Shinsuke feud for WrestleMania?
I just don't think they're going to do that anymore. I think they will.
Sad.
I don't know what they're going to do at Nakamura, because it doesn't seem to be working on SmackDown for him.
I think his best match that he's had in the whole WWE was in the main roster was Cena, which I think Cena's like, honestly, I think he's had a really good year of matches, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, he always has good matches.
Probably 2 years, because ever since the Owens thing happened, I thought it was genius. Like, but was the Sami Zayn one that he had before Sami Zayn got thing up? I think that was his best match that he's done in the company generally.
His first match, it was really
good.
Yeah,
and I thought that was by far the best match.
Was that the one where Sami Zayn got injured?
No, he wrestled the night after.
He got put up after that, didn't he? Because it was almost as if he was like his goodbye thing to NXT.
Yeah, because it was WrestleMania weekend, and he wrestled in the Intercontinental ladder match the next night, didn't he?
Yeah. So it was because he made them mark up, but he came back to NXT the next show as if to say, look, I didn't get a proper goodbye. And that's what he did, a proper goodbye, and it was also like basically passing the torch on to Shinsuke kind of thing.
I still think that match, that Shinsuke Zayn match at NXT TakeOver, whichever one it was still Shinsuke's best match. The Cena one was good, but then...
Well, maybe they can get Sammy in the new heel way.
Heel Sammy versus Shinsuke.
Yeah, that'd be good. I think we might be going to get that, maybe.
With, like, Owens as he's, like...
Lucky.
But yeah, like Jinder. Well, I don't like Jinder himself. I like the idea of the character. I think it's very classic. I always like the heel being the champion, because that annoys the shit out of us. But that's good. That's what they want. I'm kind of glad the whole Randy thing's gone with him now, because I just can't be bothered with that anymore. I'm sick of just RKO.
Sick of Randy Orton.
That's literally like RKO.
That's the theme of us.
Like, literally, like...
Randy Orton's bad, but face Randy Orton's even worse.
Yeah, it has to be heel Randy Orton.
I like the legend killer thing. I like that, and that it peaked massively for me.
You can't be a legend killer when you are
a legend,
like the veteran kind of.
So
that's me pen. I can't do me tally chart anymore.
We're on to 5. Keep it
right. Yeah. So I like the idea of Jinder, and I like the championship. Yeah. So much more on SmackDown than Raw, but generally I like SmackDown more than Raw.
How long would you have Jinder keep the belt for from now? Would you have him drop it soon? Would you have him keep it all the way to WrestleMania? Would he get
a long time?
Would he get a year reign?
It's a long time.
AJ deserves it.
AJ is just basically.
So with AJ wrestling the Sing, and he'll sing on SmackDown.
AJ's number 1 contender now, isn't
he? Is AJ going to be the next match? So do you think AJ will beat him, and then whatever feud AJ goes into, Nakamura, that can be for the belt?
I think
Nakamura could work as a heel, couldn't he?
Yeah, we were talking about this before.
I think he'd be much better as a heel, because then you don't have to hear him speak.
I think heel Nakamura will be the way to go, and then maybe have that WrestleMania match.
I think kids look at him and the way he wiggles about and that, thinking, who's this weirdo?
Yeah.
So if
but I think that's why it's not working on the main roster. I think they've tried to push him like down the kids' throats, but like the kids don't remember Michael Jackson. Like, you know what I mean? They don't remember all that.
It's like if Prince was Japanese and wrestled.
Yeah.
And it's like it's not going to work. He's not going to be the next like John Cena or something. It's not.
It has to be different.
It has to be different. Yeah.
It's. I think
it worked on NXT because NXT's got its own following, and like that's like
everybody who watches NXT is going to know who he is anyway.
AJ always deserves it. I think he's literally done so much for the brand generally.
I think after last weekend when he flew in from Chile and wrestled Finn, and then the next night on Raw, and then the next night on SmackDown, surely he deserves a championship run for that.
He must have been doing lots of DDP yoga.
He must have DDP yoga.
I'm thinking about starting that, by the way.
You should.
But you should totally do that, and we should get some sort of like
videos,
heads up every week on how you're doing.
Go from fat to fit. Yeah, I think AJ would be, obviously, I think everyone would love him as the title, but I think the idea that he's not champion is the best thing, because everyone wants him to be champion.
About champion versus champion at WrestleMania for the rubber match. AJ versus Finn.
It could, yeah. But it's not going to be a main match, is it? Because you're going to have a Lesnar match or something.
But I would prefer that, though, because
Lesnar Reigns is 3 is going to be at WrestleMania.
I would prefer the Lesnar match not even to be a championship match, because it doesn't have to be a championship match. Like, it doesn't at all. It's pointless, because it's what we spoke before, that he wrestles like once every 2 months. So,
Do you think you'll get Lesnar Reigns? Or do you think the
3.
Shield will still be going?
Lesnar Reigns 3.
I think the way the booking and the crazy
Lesnar's
injuries
not-
and stuff that have been happening, like, anything could literally happen. Like Undertaker could come back. I hope he doesn't. Like, Bryan could be back by then. Angle could be doing
that's the thing,
something. Triple H.
If Bryan's in the mix and if Angle's in the mix, they have to be like high up.
Yeah, you got Triple H never does a small match.
Triple
Cena
H,
could be
Kevin
back.
Owens.
Triple H has to be on the show just for the entrance.
Triple H, Kevin Owens has got to be slated already.
Here's a little question.
Question.
Tell me what you think about me.
I was thinking.
Can you have
You're seeing the elbow version.
can you have fireworks at WrestleMania?
It's outside, isn't it?
Yeah, it's an open stadium. That's why.
So you're not allowed to have them indoors now.
Nah.
You probably are. It's probably they just don't, because they try to clamp down on everything.
A couple of people got burned, didn't they?
Fire hazards.
Well, it's
Anyway.
gonna happen when Kane's there, you know.
What
What
we were talking before I interrupted about
Fire.
fireworks.
AJ,
I was just predicting WrestleMania match card. So I've got mixed feelings about what Nakamura's going to do. I'm thinking maybe it's AJ Finn.
Yeah.
I'm thinking Triple H, Kevin Owens. I'm thinking Kurt Angle's first solo match could be at WrestleMania, hopefully against Daniel Bryan.
I know, but the
So
thing
it's so easy of a story because they're the 2 general managers.
yeah.
Also, it could be because Shane and Daniel Bryan are starting to argue a little bit now.
Shane,
Maybe
Daniel
he
Bryan.
could go. Maybe Shane
don't wanna
saying,
see Shane.
"You're not wrestling again. You're never wrestling," but him defying Shane and sort of quitting his job as general manager. And then
I don't want to see Shane at WrestleMania.
I don't want to see Shane ever again.
No, I do. I want to see him.
I like it, but
I want to see him, but I need at least 7 or 8 months.
But do you want to see him again, jumping off the top of something really high?
Yes,
And,
but not Hell in a Cell. I'm sick of them. They've
Yeah,
spoiled
something
Hell in a Cell
different.
because of that. Like,
Someone's
do
gonna
my
kill
favourite chain
themselves
match.
one day.
My favourite chain match was, I think it was actually against Steve Blackman, where he literally did like a 50-foot elbow drop, and that match went everywhere, like, because they just didn't care. Like, they were just doing everything, and they did off the Titantron, they did all this and blah blah blah, and it was awesome. With the Hell in a
With the
Cell,
hardcore title.
yeah, you know what I'm like with that. But with Hell in a Cell, they've just destroyed the whole point of having Hell in a Cell. Like,
I
be
thought
inside
it
the
was
cell.
mental how it was Hell in a Cell Falls Count anyway.
That doesn't make sense, does it?
I like the way you called that. You called it an oxymoron.
It is.
The loss of me pen. Oh no.
Right, so that's 5 questions. Was that the 5th?
That was the 5th then. How many we do?
Should we do one more and then we'll do
Quick
fire last?
How many
4?
then?
Right, hang on a sec.
What one? How long have we been talking for?
42 minutes.
42.
Oh wow.
Doesn't time fly? And one.
Favourite current superstar?
Kevin Owens.
Good choice.
Yeah, it's obvious, but he's nothing you can't do. I would say Jericho, to be honest, if he was still on every show, because he's phenomenal. I thought, like, I'll give Jericho an honourable mention, because I thought the list of Jericho is something ridiculous.
His last run was the best of his career.
But literally, how the hell did he make a list? The best thing in wrestling. Like, literally, how did he make a list? Like, that's how good he is.
Fozzy are apparently doing some sort of rockin' cruise
Yeah, with the
And-
Ring of Honor tournament on it.
with a Ring of Honor. So Omega, there's some sort of Twitter feud going on, but apparently it's because the main event's going to be Jericho Omega. Why are you shaking your head?
Oh, I'm shaking my head because I'm not going to get a go.
I thought you were disapproving.
No.
Disapproving of that dream.
It's just the sort of thing that's never going to happen to us. We're going to see Fozzy in a couple of weeks, aren't we?
Fozzy, yeah. Can't
Fozzy
remember
Bear.
when. 5th of
So
November.
my dream is, so I'm going to see North Wrestling at the Riverside
By yourself.
by myself, literally the night before Fozzy.
By yourself.
Fozzy
Jericho show up.
Fozzy on at Riverside as well. So I'm like a little appearance by Jericho. and then who will be laughing then?
Can you imagine how much they'd have to pay him to do such
He
things?
might just come in and
I think Jericho's the kind of person that would just turn up and do something,
You won't even know what North Wrestling is.
What?
You won't even know what North Wrestling is.
Jericho
You're telling
knows
me
everything.
if he's performing at the Riverside the next day and there's a wrestling show on at the Riverside the day before, he's not going to know at least there's a wrestling show happening?
Have you checked the wrestling schedule to see if he's performing the night before in Sheffield or something?
He probably will be. I haven't
He's on
checked
tour, man.
Yeah, if he's on tour, chances are he's doing something the night before.
I'll just go to Newcastle and have an early night.
This'll make Mark happy. That guy off the WrestleFriends podcast.
She's going to the left!
So I forgot anyway. Who was your favourite? Kevin Owens.
Kevin Owens. I'll do some little quick honourable mentions. Jericho, just because he's class. He's literally class. AJ, he's probably the best. Like that's been in the actual WWE for a fair long time. And he's carried SmackDown. He made SmackDown literally better than Raw, like ratings wise, for the first time in like ever. Mm-hmm. I think it literally was the first time ever.
Can I pause you for a second?
Yeah.
You were on. Who were you on?
What?
Who were you on? AJ.
Yeah, AJ Styles, honourable mention, just because he's brilliant. He's probably the best wrestler that's been in the WWE for a while.
He makes everyone he works with look good.
Exceptional. Like, he's not just good, I think he literally makes everyone look good. Like,
And I still feel like he's holding back a bit as well. You haven't seen the AJ that you know he can be yet. He's still holding things back, and I feel a little bit like that with Finn Balor as well. And I think if they had a match at Mania and just let them go and let them
I think
loose,
it's a little bit because they're working under the WWE style.
yeah, I do, but I think they
Slightly
will.
less
I think that they should let them just like.
I think
go
they will.
at it,
I think they will at WrestleMania or something. Though I think they'll let them just go on,
just
have
do
your
it.
moment. But yeah, Kevin Owens number one, best on the mic by a mile, other than Jericho when he's there. Technically brilliant, comes out with moves that are just ridiculous. Like I remember the first Cena match that he had, like they were just doing like ridiculous like different power bombs and like that was when John Cena started doing like the rollout F5 and stuff, and I think he started getting that kind of thing because of Kevin Owens. So if you've got someone like Kevin Owens who's managed to influence like John Cena, I think that also shows how good he is. And the fact that somehow he's top guy now and he's fat.
Yeah.
Like,
and Vince is
and you know what Vince is like? I think that literally just shows, yeah, he's awesome. So Kevin Owens for every reason.
Yep, agreed.
Shall we do a little bit of rapid fire questions?
Rapid fire. Okay, I've just literally just got to answer them straight away.
Is that 4?
Okay.
Can we do this rapid fire? I don't think we've ever done this.
Right.
We've always get into conversation about something.
Well, if it's rapid fire, then I'm guessing we don't have to do the then.
Yeah, that's my favourite bit.
All right,
Favourite current woman?
We've done that.
done that.
No, it didn't.
We did it with Alexa Bliss.
Oh, it was a favourite.
That was diva of all time.
All right, Alexa Bliss.
How did I know the answer to that if I haven't already done it?
Well, no, I think I mentioned it. I think I summed it up.
19. Favourite stipulation? Match stipulation?
Hardcore rules.
Favourite faction of all time?
Favourite faction of all time was the Nation of Domination.
We are the nation.
Mainly for the reason that it was the inception of The Rock and Farouk looked hilarious.
Yeah. 17. It's a rubbish question. I'm not asking it.
Was it about belts?
Do you? Yeah, it was.
Oh
Do you think the divas should have more titles, or the women should have more titles?
If they had their own show, yes.
You could have a tag belt.
Only if they had their own show. I think that's the only reason it works.
Right, last one.
Bacon.
Favourite WrestleMania moment? It's a good one.
Favourite WrestleMania moment?
That's to put you on the spot question, isn't it?
I know, Jesus. That's not like a favourite belt, is it? It's like a favourite WrestleMania moment. I think it was when The Rock beat Hulk Hogan, just because I hate Hulk Hogan. And I was kind of like, thank God for that. Get rid of that overly tanned, bleach blonde haired guy.
So The Rock beating Hogan.
Yeah, just because it got rid of Hogan.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's the end of the interview.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Quick fire. Boom.
I would just like to say thank you to Fraser for coming.
Yeah, you've been a top guest. Welcome back anytime.
We're on his turf. For letting us on his turf.
Yeah.
WrestleFriends.
Can we come back anytime?
Can we come back here?
You're welcome anytime, boys.
Thanks.
That was weird.
And let me know how it goes with DDP Yoga, because DDP Yoga, you know, it's DDP Yoga.
I'll ask him.
Yeah.
When we're squashing. Squashers.
Squashers.
WrestleFriends out.
Ciao.
Bye.
Muddy jacket.
Money J.